It is Saturday night. Tomorrow's video is uploading, or exporting actually. I'm going to try to make some headway on this. I've gotten to the point on this side where it starts having the little gaps for the weird brown spots that I did on the other side. I gotta decide what to do with these. I'll figure it out. And I will check in later. Bye, guys. It is Sunday night, and I got a little stitching done. My hand is starting to hurt a little, so I figured this was a good place to leave off. Not much else going on, so I will check in with you guys later. Good night, guys. It's me. It is late on Sunday. It's a little after 4 o'clock. And I've been stitching for about 5 hours. Can you tell? So the only thing left in this block are a couple of eyes for some of those bats and the big full moon behind him. So that's going to be a lot of stitching, but at least, and whatever the hell goes into those little spots. I'd like to say that the ones over here are kind of growing on me. They're not. They're not. I just, Ed, I'm going to trust. Michelle told me to trust, and I'm going to trust. Yeah, no video from last week. Very little stitching got done, and yesterday was not a good day. So, it's a new week, and I've done a lot of stitching so far, and hopefully I'll do some more tonight. I will check in with you guys later. Bye, guys. It is Thursday night. There is a hockey game. And other than French knots, which, who are we kidding? And those rando little things over there and some other things, the only thing left in this block is the big full moon in the background, which I started last night. So my goal tonight, I'd like to put, let's say 3 lengths of thread. And I don't pull them very long for one strand. Let's try to get 3 lengths of thread done tonight. Can I do it? I don't know. You'll find out. I will either check back in this way, or I will show you when I show you my face. I'll talk to you later, guys. Hey, guys. It's me. My face, and various other body parts. Hey guys, I know I did it again. I skipped a week. I caused chaos. I apologize. I did not cause chaos, because while I have many wonderful friends here online, I do not overestimate the ripples that I create in the force when I fail to make a video. The past couple of weeks have been bad, I'm gonna say, not to use too technical a term, but yeah. Crappy also comes to mind. But I'm here, I'm upright, I'm making a video. You saw the lead up to this. Stitching happened on 4 separate, 3 maybe, I don't know. Math is not my strong point, mostly it's the hair. So I think we are going to start with the stitchy bits and then move into the stuff that 84% of you probably don't care about, other stuff. So just before this, you saw the last clip of how far I had gotten in my stitching. I had just started the full moon behind my headless horseman, and my goal had been to put in 3 lengths. I think this was Thursday night. I did that. I actually did like 3.5 lengths, and it came out, I gotta say, not too terrible. Again, I am looking through the fabric. I am hoping if I sit still that this is in focus. If it's not, you're gonna get a still image. But I got a lot done. And I have to say, for not being a huge fan of big, ginormous blocks of color, defining an outline and then just stitching the hell out of it, that made for a nice night of stitching. That made it go fast. And I like anything that shows me that I'm making progress, both in my stitching and in the real world. Stitching not in the real world? It is pretty magical. Magic is real. I'm confusing myself. But yeah, I like the way this is now. It's amazing. The more I work on it, the more progress I make and the more I'm enjoying it. It's almost as if putting in effort makes a difference. So that, swear to gods, is all my stitching. But I do have something stitching related to ask you all. We have all heard about the virtues of Anchor Black, and I have to say that I came close to purchasing some off of Amazon recently. I have a $50 MasterCard gift card, and people, if you give these as gifts, stop. You can't functionally use them for anything. You can never use them all up. It just makes me But one place that seems to not have a problem with them is Amazon. And usually what I do is I use one to buy an Amazon gift card, and then I apply the gift card to my account, and then I can, you know how Amazon works. I'm not giving you new information here. Anyway, I had the gift card. I was in a shop your feelings kind of mood, so I was poking around, and I came across like a 12-pack of Anchor Black. And I want to say it was more than I wanted to spend on 12 skeins of something that I wasn't sure about. So, is Anchor Black all that? Is it that much better than DMC? Because you can see, we'll bring back our Exhibit A. In fact, I'm going to hold it sideways just so that I can see what's going on. Like, you can see how inconsistent that coverage is. And I honestly think what I'm seeing is when I start a length of black, it's good and it's thick. But as it gets dragged through the fabric, it thins out. And I feel like at the end, you're getting these like barely little strands to make the X's, which might be a better argument for going back and back. I don't know. I'm grasping at things here, people. But either way, I wanted to try some Anchor Black. And then while I was also poking around, I noticed, I was reading my copy of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I get the PDFs, very excited, love them. And one of the patterns, probably more than one, said, this has been charted in beautiful Sullivan's marketing lies and marketing. And I thought, is Sullivan's, I know that I have heard that Sullivan's is as good as DMC, but do we have a following for Sullivan's Black like we do for Anchor Black? Is anybody out there using them? I don't even know where to buy them. Like, I know I can probably buy them from 1-2-3 Stitch or somewhere like that. It's not like they're hiding them, but I can't go to Michael's and pick out the colors that I want. I'm not going to Hobby Lobby. Don't try to make me. So here is my proposal. And you know I very rarely ask anybody to send me anything. But if you have an opinion, if you feel that Anchor Black or Sullivan's Black is better than DMC Black, consistently, if you feel like it's consistently better, I would like to try a skein. So if you either A, have a source where I could just buy a skein of each and not have to pay like, $4.99 shipping for them, or if you have a skein that you're willing to part with and would trade with me for, I've got some fancy flosses that I know I'm not going to use. I have a ton of DMC. I'd be happy to swap out with a DMC or something like that. Let's make a deal, people. If we get a few people in the comments or something like that, I will just respond to your comment and we'll set something up. And I would like to try these. I would like to try Anchor Black. I would like to try Sullivan Black. If you have a different recommendation that isn't like a fancy floss, I don't want a $2.50 solution to a 69-cent problem. You know, pipe up. Let me know what you think. Because, I mean, obviously on this piece, I'm not going back through and picking the black out, and I'm not going to change the black midstream. But maybe for something like, you know, maybe I keep doing DMC black for the borders, and maybe, you know, like his cape could have been a different black and not been jarring or anything like that. But as it stands, it looks, anyway. So yes, I am hoping that this sort of interaction will keep me engaged and part of the community, because I need my community. I need you guys. I need you. Not in a weird way. Why are we whispering? That also brings me to darling Joanne. Look at me. I don't even have your name written down. I had totally forgotten about this until I started talking. You sent me your address. I have not mailed your envelope. I will. I should go get it right now. Pause. I have it right here. Your name is indeed Joanne. I have it on my screen. This is happening right now. I'm so sorry. I had it in my head that I need to mail this. And I thought, I got her address probably 2-3 days ago. No, it's like a week and a half, 2 weeks, because things. My next little bit of Stitchy news. I've given up. No, you can't just leave it hanging there like that. You guys know my goal for the 999 subscribers. I had the patterns. I was going to make some project bags. There were going to be some little goodies. I can see them from where I'm sitting. My life is flames, shooting, if you get the reference, shooting from my face, shooting. I'm not going to make project bags. And if I make project bags, they're going to be duty. So I'm going to buy a couple of project bags. I'm going to give up the ghost of making this some sort of epic giveaway. And when they come, I am going to put the patterns in them, and I'm going to put the goodies in them, and I am going to have a giveaway, and we're going to get this off of our backs, people. We're going to get it off our backs, because I am still so stunned that I even broke 1,000. I don't even know what to say about how stunned I still am. And I'm so appreciative. And I am, because I know that I look at my subscription list some days and I go, am I still getting these? And keeping a subscription is not easy. I know a lot of people, don't care. They can flip through their subscription list and they can say, oh, that girl again, and they just flip by. I don't like stuff showing up in my feed that I'm not really that interested in. So, I have recently unsubscribed to a couple of things. Mostly just like videos, not even videos I don't want to watch, like Stephen Colbert. I love Stephen Colbert. But he was in my feed every 7 seconds, and I felt like I needed to watch it every 7 seconds. And as funny as he is, and as right as he usually is, he's not giving me information that makes me feel good inside. So I'll let my Stephen Colbert go. I know where to find him when I need him. So I am appreciative that you all have stuck with me and continues to grow. I think I have gained a few followers, like in the past couple of weeks, without posting a video. Maybe I should never post one again, and then I'll have like 10,000. Is that how that will work? I don't know. I'm also gaining Instagram followers, which I'm very thankful for, but I don't post to Instagram that often. I forget that Instagram exists until usually when the lovely, my Stitchy godmother, Laura, sends me a message, and then I go, oh yeah, Instagram's a thing. I should go through and put some hearts out there. So yeah, I hate to say I've given up, but I have gotten realistic that if I'm ever going to do the 999 subscriber giveaway, possibly before we hit some other landmark, I've got to get my butt in gear. I've got to bite the bullet, and I have to buy some bags. Now, I have not decided where I'm buying those bags from. I would love to get some certain types of bags from certain, I say designers, but from certain vendors, shops. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. Bagsters. Hashtag bagsters. But I am not able to function under the model of, I'm going to post them at these random times and you either get them or you don't, and good luck to you. Can't do that. I can't. I'm at work all day. Y'all post half the time at 2 in the afternoon. I'm in a meeting trying not to strangle somebody. I can't buy bags there. So I'm going to find some wonderful bagstress. I love the word bagstress, but it is really very specific to women, and I'm open to purchasing things from men, so bagsters. So when I'm closer to knowing how in the world this is all going to work out, I will let you know. I will give you a little warning, because I also don't want to just be like, blammo, here's the giveaway at the end of a video that didn't look like it was going to be all that interesting. I will try to give you some prep time. So that is essentially it for my stitching world in the past couple of weeks. Still trying to catch up on Flosstube and things like that, but I did want to make a recommendation for a channel. It's not Stitchy, and it's not new. It's probably not new to any of you, and it's the Midnight Quilt Show. I love this girl. She makes the quilts I want to make. She makes the quilts I will make someday when I have more than 2 square feet to work in. That would be a great... Okay, I want credit for this if somebody does it. I want somebody to make big, beautiful quilts like they do on the Midnight Quilt Show and on the other one who did Fat Quarter Shop and all those. I want them to make those quilts, but I want you to do it in somebody's 2-room apartment. There used to be a cooking show, and I don't know if the whole premise was that, like, instead of cooking in this big, beautiful studio kitchen, they would go and cook in somebody's New York apartment kitchen, which, you know, is like a postage stamp. And they would cook these beautiful meals and have, you know, just so much space and all that. And they would show you how to do that and how to be organized and how to, you know, clean as you go and all the things that we should be doing anyway. And I digress. I want to see somebody make big, beautiful quilts in a tiny little space. Let's get on that. So I know that Midnight Quilt Show isn't new to any of you, but she is wonderful. She drinks wine. She's adorable. Her work is impeccable. Impeccable. And yet I love the fact that she does like a lot of, you know, free motion quilting, and she does a lot of very fiddly piecing that doesn't always line up right. And she shows you, look at this big, beautiful quilt. Can you see where the points aren't matching up? Of course you can't, because it's ginormous. It's the size of Wyoming. You can't find where the points are. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be done. So I will link to her below, and I will link up here and all the places that I do the things. And nobody has complained yet that they haven't been able to get to where I'm pointing them to. So either y'all don't care, which I think is unlikely, or you are able to get where you're going. If you do have problems, like if you have YouTube issues, like everybody always says it's in the description box, and I don't know where the description box is, go ahead and ask. If I am not around to tell you, because you know how I am with the comments, somebody else will. It's not hard to find these things, and once you find them, they're easy to get back to, but yeah, sometimes YouTube does not make it easy for you to get where you're going. Unless it's a commercial for Wix, you can get there all day long. So that's it for our crafting segment of our program. Now let's move on to tattoos, which I have very little to talk about. But I have decided that I've already decided I want more. I decided that while I was getting the first one. But I didn't think I would be ready for another one this soon. So I've just kind of been looking. I've actually been looking more at videos and like blog posts and stuff about, these are trends that have had it and don't get these trendy tattoos and tattoo tragedies and the whole thing. And I have to say that some of them I actually like a little. But I don't know, maybe not enough to have a tattoo. But I did see that, and I didn't do any research on this, so I don't even know why I'm bringing it up, but I saw some sort of, it's temporary, but not like the next day kind of temporary tattoo. And it's like a nice black line kind of deal. So I want to say like it lasts a few months or, something like that. So I didn't know if that was maybe something that I could experiment with. But yeah, I am on the lookout for something that hits me, something that I can look and say at that point in time, that's where I was at. And I don't know, I keep thinking birds, and yet they keep turning into bats, which I'm okay with. But I don't know. I don't want to just, I love being the Halloween girl, but I don't just want to be the Halloween girl. I don't want to just have bats on me kind of thing. So I got to think it through. If you have ideas, if you have thoughts, if you have had a recent tattoo, if you hate tattoos and think I'm stupid for wanting another one, go ahead, tell me about it, because you know how I am with the comments. I'll see it or I won't. I guess to end this video, or to, our last subject of the week, I yesterday picked up a prescription for an antidepressant. And I'm telling you this not so that you can sit there and say, oh my God, poor Andrea, her life is so tragic. That's not really what it's about. I'm saying it out loud in front of people because, one, I want to be held accountable. I need to take it's medicine. It's medicine like any other, and I need to take it to pull myself together. They are starting me on fluoxetine, 10 milligrams a day. I'm actually going to take the first one tonight because last night I was going to go out and have a couple of beers and I didn't think that was a smart idea. So, some circuits are still firing apparently. I am depressed. I don't know that I've said it out loud. I mean, the assumption's always been there that people realized that there's depression and then there's anxiety and then there's bad decision making and things. But hopefully, I don't know if I've mentioned out loud either, but I do see a therapist every 2 weeks. I recommend therapy to literally everyone. Literally everyone. I don't think there is anybody that can't benefit from 50 minutes every week or every couple of weeks or even once a month where you just get to talk about you. It's all about you and how you feel about you and how you feel about other people, and you can say things that are not pleasant. And they never leave that room. You can tell your bestie some things, and she may be your bestie or he may be your bestie. But, after 2 apple teenies, bestie might run her mouth off. Your therapist is not going to run her mouth off. It's nice to have that time to just talk about you without feeling selfish and without having to play the whole, okay, I'm going to say this, and how is this person going to react to that? And should I temper the way I say things so that they don't get upset? No, you can just let stuff fall out of your face. I am a fan of this. So yes, I am adding an antidepressant to my regime. So now we have biotin, we have vitamin D, and we have essentially Prozac. And I am I was young when Prozac became fashionable. And I remember it being very, everybody was on Prozac. Just everybody. Nobody knew why. They just were. And I remember there being problems and backlash. And I think it was overprescribed. And I think it wasn't properly the levels and the dosage for these kind of things need to be monitored. So I don't think they were probably, really well monitored. I like to think over the past, God, probably, what is it, like 20 years now that it's been, mainstream, that they've got it figured out. So when she first said Prozac, I was like, no, I'll go crazy and I'll start playing Dungeons and Dragons and I'll live in a fantasy land. And I thought, well, that's not so bad and not so different from my current situation. So I figure they've got to have it down by now. So I am just telling you all this because, I am a normal person that needs medical care, and it's not something to hide, and it's not something, some people say, like, you don't need to be ashamed, but you don't necessarily need to share that. I think sometimes you do. I think not just for yourself, but for like the one other person that might watch and go, oh, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it doesn't mean I'm crazy. Maybe it just means I need medication, like an allergy medicine. If you start thinking about it like an allergy medicine, like I don't feel, I'm not ashamed that I have a problem with I got a little crazy there. I don't have any shame that I have a problem with pollen. Why should I have any shame that I also have a problem dealing with the realities of my life? I know that I have had to be fairly vague about, a lot of the things that I'm dealing with right now because they involve other people. And while you should be free to tell your own story when that story involves other people, they have rights too, and there has to be a balance. So while I can't give details, I can just say that I'm having a lot of issues with a lot of relationships in my life, and I'm trying to get them sorted out. So now that we're all needing Prozac because I've dragged everybody down into my little hole with me, that sounded dirtier than it needed to, I'm going to let you go. I am going to make a semi-promise to be back next week, in that I have every intention of coming back. I just don't know if I can. I want to thank you again for your attention, for your likes and your dislikes and your comments that, as much as I joke, do not go unread. They may just go unresponded to for an unacceptable length of time. But I do know that you're out there, and I am thankful for you all. And that's about it. I will talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.